Good morning, everyone. I am early. Faye is here. Hi, Faye. How are you? Yeah, I'm 10 minutes early. I was going to be very, very late because I just was in a very kind of go slow this morning and then managed to turn it all around, which is good. Look, sewing has occurred this week. Actual sewing. I have the bodice of my 7537. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, 7-5. I haven't really spoken this morning. I have spoken to Dad a few sentences to Dad. Clearly, that's not warmed up the vocal cords enough. So Faye says, just getting set to watch. I'm going to be sorting through fabric and deciding what I want to destash. Oh yes, I saw that you were having a destash. Oh dear. So I went and had my nails done on Friday. I've gone for Guild. I love Guild. That one makes me giggle every single time. Yeah, and I haven't had the opportunity to wash my hair yet this morning. That's why I was going to be really late, because I was going to wash my hair and then I was like, no, do it this evening. Then you can have a nice long bath and pamper session. And so I've attempted to put it up, and it's not gone well. It's all falling out. It's not long enough to put up properly yet. I've got a little bit down here. Just never mind. Just don't look at the hair too closely. Just don't look at the hair too closely. It'll be fine. And try and corral these bits back here. There we go. Yeah, no, that's not any better. Never mind. Never mind. You won't be seeing the back of my head very often, will you? So it'll be fine. Trusting UK is here. Hello. Faye says, ooh, pretty. I know, right? Really pretty. And I went for a bit of glitter on my ring finger because I just decided I wanted a bit of glitter, but not too much glitter, apparently. So, yes. Caroline says, good morning, Shannon Peeps. Some good news. I have a temp job for the next few months. Oh, exciting. Yay. Faye says, it will grow. It will indeed. It will indeed. I think I'm going to get myself like a fairly narrow barreled curling iron, because I tried curling it with my straighteners and I've got the thin straighteners and it just did not work. But I do think quite a few people commented that it was very kind of like I got some very nice ones, and then I got Deirdre Barlow. So somebody said it looked like Deirdre Barlow, which was like, oh no. But then a couple of other people said Sophia Loren and Elizabeth Taylor. And I think if I could get a bit of curl in it, and before anyone says my natural curl, I tried that and it was awful. Believe me, I tried that. Oh, someone's just messaged me on Tinder. How exciting. Yes. Before I buy myself a curling iron, I did try my natural curl, and trust me, looked awful. So no. I sent Jojo and Erica a picture, and it was just like me, like literally laughing in the mirror, because it was just like, no, it was bad. So yeah, I'm thinking maybe if I try and get myself a curling iron and try and do kind of like the Marilyn, like sort of vintage hair for a while, maybe try and do that. And curling irons don't necessarily have to be expensive, do they? So yeah. Joker Class says, morning, just waiting for the impending storm to hit. Supposed to get upwards of 6 inches of snow and high winds, so I'm guessing it's going to be a long night tonight checking cows. Yes, look after the cows. Maverick60 says, morning, Shiny Peeps from a sunny, chilly Kent. Good morning. Jojo's here. Good morning, all. Happy Sunday. Good morning. Jane's here. Good morning, all. Good morning. Faye says, have you used hair oil to encourage it to grow faster? I'm looking into some rosemary oil. I'm also looking into some hair burst vitamins, because I've heard that they do really good things. So I mean, yeah, we'll see. I mean, at the end of the day, it's not too bad, and like I've only put it up today because I haven't washed it, and it doesn't look awful, but it just looks like, it probably looked fine to you, but for me it's just like no. But yeah, like it's just not quite long enough to put up, but I'm gonna keep trying. And it will grow out. It will grow out. I went to Fox Hills yesterday to see all the renovations that they've done because they've renovated like all their rooms and they've completely revamped 4 of the suites. And it looks amazing. And if anybody is interested, I have 2 spaces left because unfortunately 2 people couldn't come for health reasons and stuff like that. So I do have 2 spaces on the May retreat if anybody is interested. Let's see. Erica says, ooh, that looks promising, the bodice. Hi, everybody. I'll be trying to hem a pair of leggings for the kiddo and start living a 3/4 circle skirt hem. Kiddo will probably wake up in about 30 minutes. Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us whilst they are asleep. Georgia says, congratulations to Caroline. And Faye says, exciting. I think the exciting was for either for Caroline or for the Tinder message or both. Marie's here. Morning, everyone. Hope you're all well. Very well, thank you. Caroline says, as long as it isn't that mic. No, he unmatched from me because I think he saw how close or how far away we were from each other. I think he only matched when I was close and then he unmatched when he was just like, oh no. Oh no. Oh, okay. There's a very basic how are you doing today message, but yeah. Faye says, I got some good hair tools from Primark. Oh, cool. We don't have a Primark on the island, though. Jacob Claire says, no worries, having my goo stick handy. Look after the goose. Look, I just put this up. What is it doing? No. No. So, my new busks have arrived, and busks plural because it was I'm doing the thing again. You saved like $1.95, I think it was, on these if you bought 5, and then you saved even more if you bought 10. So to me, buying 5 made sense because I would basically getting, like saving a whole busk's worth of money doing it that way. So I've got 5 of the longer ones. Let's hope my theory is correct, which now means I have a grand total of 8 busks, which means I will be making 8 types of corsets this year. I do want to make corsets that are structural underlayers for dresses, and those, if the dress is built on top of it, won't have busks in. So I might be making even more corsets this year. But yes, busks have arrived. I'm really enjoying the corset making, so it's fun. Faye says I've been using black castor oil. Ah, interesting. How's that been working? Caroline says to Jojo, thank you. Looks really interesting. Supercar manufacturer. Cool. Elena says, good day, Shan and lovely Peeps. Lovely Shan and Peeps. Hello, welcome. Thank you. Mary says, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm awake to catch this live. Good morning, Mary. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. So yeah, I said that I'm going to be starting to work on corset mock-up number 3 today, didn't I? Which means that I need to trace the pattern pieces onto couture and cut them out, which means that we'd need to move around. And lots of people were taking bets about how much of that actually would happen today. And quite a few of you, I would imagine, have bet that none of that would happen. And you probably will be correct. Still got that mark on my hand from putting the eyelets in for the last one, and I'm going to have to put new eyelets into this one because this one is an inch longer. So the lacing strip, I can't cheat it to make it work for this one, which is sad, but never mind. Never mind. I am slightly worried about the height of the back of the corset because I want to use it for my Gertie dresses and things. And I think it might be too high at the back, which is going to be annoying. But I need that height to give me the support at the front, and that's what I want. I want the push-up and support at the front. Before anyone tells me that I need to go and find myself a strapless bra, I have looked. And I can only find strapless bras for my size that smoosh. And I don't want to smoosh. I want Jessica Rabbit cleavage. I have paid a lot of money for my Jessica Rabbit cleavage. I want to have it. So that's why I wanted the corsets to kind of like lift and smoosh to give the Jessica Rabbit look at the front with no straps. So I am probably going to have to tweak the back of the dresses to be slightly higher to cover the corset. at least I think that's what I'm going to have to do. So we'll see. We'll see. We shall see. Mim says, hello, lovely. How are you? And hello to everybody. I'm very well, thank you. How are you? Joker Class says, it could be worse. You could have my hair. Lol. Mine usually resembles the nest of an angry badger and refuses to cooperate without copious amounts of persuasion. Lol. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I have to say, I am quite lucky. Like, I can get up in the morning, run my fingers through it, and it looks like it's been done, as long as it's been done, you know, when I dried it. But we have all seen what my hair looks like when I let it do its own thing. So yes. Laura's here. Morning, all. Good morning. Oh, just had an email to say I've gone live, so that's helpful. And 10 minutes into the live stream, so also good to know. But yeah, there was sewing happened this week. Look how pretty. A red dress that's probably going to be successful. And I've reduced the waist on this, so it should fit me now. So I've got to make the skirt, the sleeves, attach them to each other, and put the zip in, and then the dress will be done. But I am doing a tiered and gathered skirt because of course I am. So I've got 10 panels to seam together, and they need to be French seamed together because the selvages on this fabric are not the most beautiful. I've only ever gotten away with doing it selvages to selvage once, which was for the one that was in the tutorial for that dress, because the selvage was beautifully finished and wasn't pulling on the fabric at all, so I didn't have to French seam it, so that was nice. But yeah, this one will need French seaming. Susan says good morning. Caroline says a snugglebug has just come to listen. Oh, hello. Mim says, ooh, the beautiful red fabric. I know, it's going to be such a pretty dress. Such a pretty dress. Jojo says, new drinking game. Take a shot every time grabs the Jessica's during a corset making session. You'd be very drunk. You would be very, very, very drunk. So maybe don't do that. Joker Claire says, roll my last off. That Jessica Rabbit comment just made me break out in enough silent laughter to start shaking my desk. I mean, like that woman well, that cartoon. I'm not bad, I'm just drawn that way. She defies gravity, and I want, yeah. I mean, like, you know, I'm pretty much aware that I won't be able to defy gravity in that way. There will need to be some support there, so yeah. Yeah. Marie says, ooh, what dress is that you're currently making? A scout. I'm currently making a scout dress at present, but that looks interesting. It's the 7537, Marie. I'm sure you've made one of these. It's my favorite. It's my favorite. It's kind of like the laced up bodice with those sleeves long lengthened, and then the tiered and gathered skirt that I like to smoosh on. One of my favorites. One of my favorites. I have, because the reason I put the eyelets in the very first time was because the neckline was gaping, so I have addressed that. So I'm going to try it on without the eyelets in, which is a kind of scary process because eyelets means cutting holes into your dress, and if I do that last and it fluffs up, that's not good. But it's not going to fluff up, it's going to be fine. But I'm kind of interested to see how low it is without the eyelets, without the gaping, because yeah, like I say, I put the eyelets in to hide the gaping. So yeah. Let's see. Yes, and 66 says pads whilst wearing a corset. Yeah, absolutely. But again, the thing is, if the corset is low at the back, then there's nothing to support the front. So even if I pad, it's just going to end up bigger, not up. I want them up. Marie says, ooh, now, no, haven't made that. I think I might be a bit old to get away with that. Not at all. Not at all. This is a fabulous dress. And you don't have to do the giant floaty, you could do, that would look amazing on you with the neckband done like that. And you can always sew the neckline up further. You don't have to do it as low as this one and put the lacing details in. I think that would look amazing on you. You've done so many of the other dresses that I've done sew-alongs for. This would look really cool. Catherine says, hello all. Hello. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. So yeah. Oh, it's a bit chilly in here. Should have come down earlier and turned the heating on. It's 15 degrees at the moment. Kathleen says, good morning. Just cut out the dress pattern using a creamy white billowy fabric from my stash. I'm underlining the bodice and lining the skirt. Nice. That's going to look really nice. Yeah, the dress doesn't actually call for, the pattern doesn't call for the bodice to be fully lined, but I prefer it. We all know that. I like lining my clothes. I just do. I don't care if it's more work. I just like it. So yeah, I fully line the bodice on this one as well. Mind you, for the sew along, I didn't. So I need to do another sew along for this dress, don't I? Because then you can have the options of doing it the way that I did previously with the trim on the outside and hiding the seams under the trim, or you can do it this way with the seams being hidden between the lining. Catherine says to Elena, I just put my table away after cutting all day yesterday. And Catherine also says lined clothes last longer and look better. I mean, this is the thing. It's like, I personally prefer lining because I just like the finish that I can achieve on the inside of my clothes. And it's, you know, like some of the fabrics I use need to be lined. So I'm going to yawn, sorry. Ooh. So yeah, it's just a preference of mine, but again, like everybody's got their own preferences, and so many people have like Bianca doesn't like French seams. It's like to her it's having to do twice the work, and yet she overlocks everything. And to me, that's the extra step in my French seam, is her overlocking things. But again, that's what she likes and what she wants to do, and what looks good on her clothes, and is amazing. So, you know, like, I love that about sewing, is that we can see all these different techniques and cherry pick the ones that work for us. So yeah, I like that. Heather's here from New Zealand. Hi, hello, good evening. Yeah, so I sent the photos of the corset mock-up number 2 to Caroline. She's on holiday in Vietnam at the moment, and she still answered me, bless her. And she just said, yeah, it looks like she thinks I should let the top out a little bit because I have got a lot of spillage over the top, but she also thinks I should raise it up an inch. I didn't tell her I've put the inch in the middle of the corset rather than the top of the corset. So I'm going to try this next iteration and see what goes on there, and we'll go from there. So yeah. Catherine says, although currently doing French seams on a Remy Raglan top from an embroidered remnant. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. You pick and choose for the garments that you're using. Like, sometimes lining's appropriate, sometimes it really isn't. So, whichever. Diana says, hello, how are you today? I'm doing okay. Can't be in my sewing room today, but I'm cooking up a storm. Nice. I'm very well, thank you. What are you cooking? Oh, the boxes that you guys usually rest on, if I do get up and do work over there, have moved. They're over there now. So do we get up and do the thing? I also need to get stuff out for a Harriet. This is my box of bag kits. Esther, Sky, Janine. I don't have a Harriet kit, so I need to make an Harriet kit. Am I going? Because I could use the yellow. Because one of the nice things is I've already made the strap. So I could use this yellow faux leather. I do want a yellow bag. I've already done that though, because this is a kit for another bag. But it's kind of like a me creation, and I'm a bit worried it's not going to be as amazing as I think it is. And I'm thinking maybe I should just like not do that. All right. We are going to go to the bag making supplies. You've got a knot in your cord, so let's just deal with that because we need all the length we can get. There we go. It's better. So I'm gonna turn you guys around. You can see how messy my entire room is. Come and hug the heater because right. So I used these and I could actually do it. Like the ones that I got for the spiral steel, I had to get Dad to help me with those because I could not get that to cut through. And I know you cut through each individual bit of wire, not try and cut through the whole of the spiral steel all in one go. I'm going to need to get you a box, aren't I? Because that is not a flattering angle. Oh, interesting. So there's the two busks. And they still have the same number of doodads on them. I would have thought that this one would have an extra doodad. But yeah, that's what we're going for. Oh, it's so messy. It's my own fault. I'm the one that made the mess. Just got a giant roll of flat steel making a bid for freedom as well. Oh, there's all this stuff in front of the bag making supplies as well. Raw, it'll be fine. Okay. Oh yeah, let's get an easier to get box for you to sit on rather than the now slightly more problematic box. There we go. Oh, I put the lid on the wrong way as well. That would bug me. There we go. See, they've made the effort to get it all to match up. Let's applaud that effort. There we go. That's better. Hello. Let's see. Yes, Anne66 says also you can stitch an additional piece of fabric with extra eyelets onto the bottom of the strip, just extend it. This is true. I kind of am hoping that this one is going to be wearable. And if it is, I don't want to then have to take it off, you know, unpick the boning channel, take this one off, make a new one and put it in, which is why I'm doing a second one, because the fit on the last one was nearly perfect, and I think my kind of like lengthening it here is going to put everything where I want it. So, and then I can let things out around the top if I need to. So yes, but I think this one's going to be wearable, like as in get fully finished and bound. And yeah, I think it's going to be a wearable one. So I do see what you're saying. If it was another kind of like proper muslin, then yeah, totally. I could just add a few more eyelets and extend it at the bottom. But I'm hopeful that this is going to be a actual finished corset. 3 iterations of a finished corset. I'm hopeful. Heather says, I've read that one, haven't I? Sorry. Catherine says, although currently doing French knit, I've read that one. Diana says, How are you today? I'm doing okay. I've read that one as well. Good grief. Sorry, I just missed out Yes's comment, didn't I? Nia says, I'm here but on call, so no idea how long for. Dan and Kate are also in Vietnam at the moment. Oh, yeah, I saw. They are having a wonderful time. So, yes. Diana says, I'm getting ready for the big Passover dinner. I'm hosting and having house guests. Oh, lovely. Alana says to Catherine, I don't have a table in use at the moment, so it's all menus on the cold floor and I'm kind of on the edge of flu. Oh no, look after yourself, be careful. Marissa says, good evening, Sean and Peeps. Sadly, my Sojo is still MIA. I bought some psychedelic flannelette at Spotlight today to make a dressing gown, so hopefully that will help entice it back. Nice. Faye says, booby level. Yeah. Trisha says, Joker Class, where are you? Joker Class says, Western Canada. Storm should be here about noon, judging by the radar. Apparently, it's moving slower than expected. Trish says, Western Canada is so gorgeous. Stay safe during the storm. Yes. Joker Class says, I still have my winter gear, my big flashlight. I do the night checks right now, and my coo stick. Lol. I'm not overly worried. Lol. Yes. Conchetta says, good morning. I hope everyone is well. Very well, thank you. Faye says you even read it in my voice. Did I? Did I do my Faye impression? Awesome. Right. So I need to get my list of hardware that I need. So yes, I announced on the retreat group Facebook page last night that we are doing the Horiath bag for this year's retreats. Retreat, and I've put together hardware kits for everybody if they would like to buy them from me, because I didn't do that last time and they were missed apparently. So let's. Right, this is why I've not done. This is why I've not put like Nimue and Rachel Lynn's stuff in the post, because I've hidden it all. Really need to come and do Mum's moulage and stuff as well. That's a teddy bear. Why does that look like something? Okay. So I've got a bunch of books that I'm selling. If I ever get around to actually putting them on a website, I've got to finish my website. And then we've got things that I have wrapped up and have ready to post since January and still not done. Okay. So we need 2 1-inch D-rings. Ideally, I want to do copper because I love copper. Are these 1 inch? You're 3/4, so I think you're 1 inch. I have those. Plenty of those. Okay. We need. Let's bring the thing closer so that I don't have to keep walking backwards and forwards. That would be intelligent, wouldn't it? 1 inch strap slider. Do I have you? I think I do. That's cool. 1 inch strap slider. Swivel clasps. 2 of you. You're 1.5. You're 3/4. Are you 1 inch? You look like you might be 1 inch. Yes. Awesome. Rectangular rings. Where would you be? Where would you be? Rectangular rings. D-rings. Oh, and decorative rings, would you be there? No. No. purse feet. I know I need some of you. Have I got you? I've got purse feet. Strap ends. I know I need some of you. No, you I don't have. That's annoying. But I do have. Okay, so I've got 1.5 inch. Okay. So I've got 1.5 inch wide swivel clasp, strap ends, and a strap slider. So I could do a 1.5 inch strap, which could look quite nice as a giant, like a chunky strap. And then I have strap ends 1 inch wide for the handles. Let's do that. So you, strap slider, you go back in there. D-rings, yeah, you're good. Yep. So I just need my rectangular rings. Where would my rectangular rings be? Why have I put them? Why have I not put them in a sensible place? Why are they not? I know I've got them. Where are they? Oh, come on. There you are. Are you 1 inch? Please be 1 inch. Yay! So D-ring, strap slider, swivel clasp, rectangular rings, rivets I've got, strap ends I've got, purse feet I've got. So now I just need zips, metal zips. I know I need a 14 inch and a 9.5, 10 inch. These are all open-ended, which is not what I want. There's one, which I don't think is big enough, and there's two. Oh, maybe you're big enough. Oh, I've got black as well. I could always do black. Right. No, you're all open-ended. The other thing I've got is yellow. I have got some mustard coloured zipper by the yard, which could work if these are too, because that inner one's going to be too long. Balls. But this outer one is the perfect length. But then what colour have I got? Faux leather or to do with a white zip? What colour have I got that I could use a white zip for? Here. Joker Classic says, "Oh, don't you dare tempt me with books, lol. I don't have enough shells as yet as it is, lol." Diana says, "I wish I had all the bag making supplies. They're so hard to find here in South Africa." Yeah, I ended up becoming a Emmeline bag wholesaler because of the retreats. So, I can order wholesale amounts in, and I tend to do what I've done in that other box was put kits together of bags that I want to try and make. So yeah, the only thing I'm thinking with this one is what kind of outer am I going to do for the Horiath? Because I've got the zip that works for the outside, but the zip that I've got here, well, mind you, it says it's 10 inches. I could probably cheat that to work, couldn't I? So there's my Horiath kit. No, that is not zips. Let's not put this in the zip drawer. This is why things get lost. Okay. Right, so let's put all the stuff back and tidy up. And then we can try and work out what fabric I'm going to make my Horiath out of, because that's the next thing that we need to pick. Stay there. Right, faux leathers that are going to go well with white and copper hardware. What are we going to do? What are we going to do, peeps? Oh, oh. If I can find it. Is that too much? Can I get away with white and copper on that? Lene is here. Hello. Carmen says, hi, Shan and Peeps from sunny Cape Town, South Africa. Hello. How are you? Well, I'm loving the green and the copper together. And the white zip is recessed in, so I think I like that as well. Right, I'm going to go and get myself a baggie for my kit. Do you know what? I'm an idiot. I should have got the kit out from Mum as well at the same time. Damn it. I only got giant bags in here. Yeah, never mind. Right, let's see if we can put a kit together for Mum at the same time. Because she wants to make another one. So now I need to pick a lining for that. And like the Horiath has some amazing opportunities for colour blocking, but I think I want an all over one colour bag. Jojo says, ooh, that's lush. Yeah. Carmen says, I'm good, thanks. I love that green. Yeah, I got this a while ago from Textile Express. It's upholstery. But I just love the shiny. Yeah, I think this would look pretty cool as a bag, wouldn't it? And then I have I can't believe I put all that stuff back again. Let's see if I've got enough stuff to make Mum a kit. I haven't. I'd have to order Mum. Because the only 1-inch strap-ins I've got are... Oh, hang on. Would this work? Would this work? No. No. I'll have to order Mum a kit when I order the kits for everybody else, because I've given them till the 10th of of April to tell me if they want kits or not, so that I can get everything here on time. So yeah, if they do, I'll order Mum a kit at the same time. Right, so I think I want to do a plain green bag. I actually don't have a plain green bag. I have like a couple with Lady McElroy prints on the outside, but I don't have a solid plain green bag. Do I want to do that, or what else have I got over there? I'm still not 100% sure I don't want to do the yellow, because I've got quite a bit of the yellow, so I could do the yellow. And if I do the yellow, then I've already made the strap. Oh, of course, you're at the bottom. Come on. Also got this, which is beautiful. But yeah, do I do the yellow? Oh, I could put it up on Patreon as this month's vote, couldn't I? Yellow or green? Let's do that. Let's let the Patreon peeps decide if we're going to do yellow or green. Actually, this looks really nice with that. I'm not gonna. I don't want to use. I want to use this for a very specific bag. So I'm not going to use that before anyone says. I want it to be like an evening bag. Yeah, we'll get the Patreon peeps to decide shiny green or yellow. What will I use as a lining for the shiny green? Oh, I think I've got some fairy frost, some dark green fairy frost in there. Let's move this around. There. The box goes in there, you go down there. Hopefully you don't get seasick. I thought I had some dark green. Apparently not. No. Yeah, I thought I had dark green, but I've got this, which is obviously copper, which would look quite nice as the lining, wouldn't it? Yeah, they look quite nice together. Trouble is I'm using a white zipper, so maybe that wouldn't be right. Might have to go to the Stitching Elmer's and see what I can find there. I have got some. No, I don't want to use that. Or do I? I don't know. I don't know. So many decisions. So So many decisions. Linnea says, what are we doing today? I'm finishing my silk blouse and hopefully some more. Nice. Well, technically I'm meant to be tracing out a corset onto couture, but so far we've put together a Hariah kit and are trying to pick out fabrics for it. I mean, I could always order black zips, couldn't I? I don't have to use those white zips. I could order black ones. Joker Claire says, nah, stick with the green. Catherine says, peacocks as lining. Ooh, I don't have peacocks, but yes, that could look pretty. Yeah, might have to take a trip up to the Stitching Almas to have a look and see what they've got. Yes. Catherine says, sorry, read that one. Rotten Rouse says, good morning, peeps. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I'm honestly kind of a bit surprised that I've got enough stuff for a kit for that. I'm just trying to decide. Oh, would it be better in the yellow or would it be better in the green? Because that is very shiny green. But then I have a shiny blue bag that I use frequently. Rotten Rouse says, how late am I? 46 minutes and 13 seconds. You're not late at all. Welcome. Welcome. Yeah, I've got my Carter messenger bag that's shiny blue, and I use that daily. So it doesn't necessarily, just because it's shiny, mean it's going to be an evening bag, does it? Yellow. Yellow would look really good. Yellow would look really good. Oh, I don't know. Nia says, have you seen the Peacock Nebula Visco Chalet from Minerva exclusive range? No. Should I not be looking at this? Minerva? Minerva? There we are. Hello. And Peacock Chalet. Having a think. Oh dear. Big Bird. She's now saying, don't look. Big Bird. Rotten Rouse says, shiny bags are delightful. Yes, I do use my Carter messenger bag quite a lot. And I actually did want to make the Carter messenger bag a little bit bigger and then make it out of that yellow stuff, because I do think that the idea of, because I wanted to try and copy one of the Chloe Pixie bags, and I don't think it's going to come out. I think I just need to buy a Chloe Pixie bag if I want one of those. Linnea says, how does the pattern look? Well, for the bag or for the print that Nia's talking about, Linnea? Linda says, good afternoon, peeps. Not keen on the white zips. Lovely the yellow. I have missed a dating update recently. Hope you're fully recovered. I am fully recovered. If I use the yellow, then I have zips by the meter with the correct appropriate coloured pulls. And I'm thinking I might actually do that. The Dating Disasters are all on Patreon, and I have been ghosted once since recently, and I am feeling much better, thank you. Nia says, don't look. Too late now, Big Bird. You've done it now. Oh, Tempting Treasures as well. Oh, Big Bird. Oh wow, that is beautiful. Okay, so this is the peacock one. It's my birthday coming up soon, actually. I've actually, mum and dad have bought me a 2-hour private salsa lesson so that I can try and improve like my frame and perfect some steps. And then there's a couple of moves that I just don't get the leads for. And it's like one of them is called the mumbo jazz, and you're meant to walk backwards, do a little pointy thing, and then dance forwards. And I just it's so many people trying to get me to do that when we're free dancing at the end of the night, and I don't know what it is. I don't understand the lead for it. So yeah, mum and dad have bought me 2 hours of private salsa lessons. Not this Saturday coming because that's Easter, but the one after. So that's my present from mum and dad. But I might have to ask for Minerva vouchers. No, I want to stay on there because the other one, Tempting Treasures, I know it's on a black background. I don't need any more fabric. I do not need any more fabric, but I want it. Yeah, so let's have a look at these. So I have done a decorative piece, but that doesn't necessarily have to go to waste. I could use it on something. I've also made the shoulder strap already out of the faux yellow mustard leather, which would mean that I don't need all of that hardware, so I might have enough for mum. Those don't belong in there, and they're too small. So those are the handles that I wanted to use. But they are very, very heavy, and I'm worried that the bag that I want to try and make with these wouldn't be able to support the weight of these, and it would just bend over at the top, and then it'd just be a waste of everything. But then I also have these pulls, which are matte. And I have number 5 and number 3 zip. So this number 3 zip could be on the interior, although the pattern is called for number 5 for both. So yeah, I think maybe I should be doing the faux. Maybe I should be doing the more mustardy coloured one. I don't know. Nia says, "Isn't it just horrid?" Yes, it's not nice, Nia. Thank you for drawing my attention to the not nice fabric. Karma Sounds, it says, "Too good not to look." Linnea says, "Bag." Oh, pattern. Yeah, the Horiath. Lavender and twine. Hiraya. Images. Okay, so that's the side view. And then that's the front view, and it is very pretty. And I don't know if I'd have enough fabric, honestly. Well, not fabric, leather. Oopsie. Because I do have a suede goat skin that I could do some accents in. But I don't know if I've got enough to do the accents justice. So I think probably just all over the yellow foam, the yellow Mora. Yellow Amora. Yeah, I think I am going to do the yellow, which means I'm going to have to find something else for Patreon peeps to vote on this month. Jacob Clare says, what about doing something entirely unexpected and using that furry red material on the shelf behind you to the left? I mean, that's actually hot pink. And I haven't got a lot of it, but that would make a very interesting bag. You're not wrong. Linda says, oh, yes, 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 to the hardware you've just shown. Gorgeous. Yeah, these zips, I think you might be right. Linnea says, ooh, I like that. Rotten Ralph says, luscious. Linda says, oh, stop, the bag is gorgeous. Is that the bag for the retreat? It is the bag for the retreat. Yes. Yeah, I'm thinking I need to give up on the idea that I had for these handles and just actually buy a pattern that's been designed with these handles to be installed, because they are very heavy. And I don't think I'm going to do them justice. This has been wrapped up in a bag for a while. So I think I'm going to do this one then, which means I need to change the kit a little bit. Because I'm not going to need a bunch of this stuff. Right. So I won't need those. I do need those. I won't need that or that. I don't need those. And I won't need the zips. I don't need the... No, I do need the D-rings. I do need the feet. I do need these strap-ends. And I need the 4 rectangular rings. So I do need those. And then I need number 5 zipper pulls. So they can go, number 3, go over there. Already made that. So these are excess as well. And there's those. And then I've made this trim. So we'll put that in there because you never know, it might come in handy. Which means that this can go back into the stash. And then that out and hope that I've got enough lining there to yeah, I think that's going to be a really nice bag. Right, so that means I've got to put all that other stuff away. Mum wants a gold kit and I haven't got the stuff for a gold kit for her. So I will have to order her one. Let's see. Dana says, everyone, please like the stream. Oh, yes, there's 102 of us currently and 32 likes. And it really does help. Sorry, I keep fussing with my hair because it won't stay up. So, yes. Hariath in mustard. That's going to look really pretty with copper. Marius waves from Sweden. Hello. How are you? And then I think I can do, because with this green, which I can also put away now, can't I? With this green, I think I want to do a bag with a flap on it, I think. Let's see if I can get it back in here. Oh. There we go. Ugh. My overlock is trying to eat my jumper. That's not good. Oh, it she does. Awesome. Okay. Yes. Bag kit sorted. Everyone's gone really quiet in the chat today. You're just getting on with your stuffs. All just getting on with your stuffs. I'm still waiting for my underwires and kits to arrive from Behaviour in Sweden, but Royal Mail says that they know that they're on the way. Rotten Rouse says jumper is delicious, says the overlocker. Yes, it was time to eat it. This is the Daria jumper by Kim Hargreaves from the Ravish book. I looked it up before I came on because I thought people were going to ask, and nobody's asked, which is totally fine. But it was one of those ones where it's like, I shall be prepared. And then I haven't needed to be. Teresa says, is that a new sweater? It's absolutely lovely. Yes, Mum just finished knitting it for me. Diana says, I think that green shiny faux leather needs to be an evening bag. Yeah, me too. Carol's here. Good morning, all from New York City. Good morning. Yeah. Carmen says, Diana, where in South Africa are you? And I'm just doing all my little buttons up because they are very little. Jojo says, has anyone made the Decades of Styles 1940s Empire pants? How much design ease is built into the pattern, particularly around the hips? Thanks, lovely. I have not. Have I? Empire waist pants 1940. Yes, I have. Decades of Style. Yeah, I have. I made them out of purple cord and denim. And what I did was trace the largest size and then make them up in muslin and then tape the waist in as much as I needed so it fit me. Jojo. So I couldn't tell you about that. Oh, no, I remember I traced the first pattern according to the size that they said I could, and I couldn't even get the zip done up at the back by that much. Yeah, so that's when I went back, traced the largest size, tried them on, and then fitted them at the top from there, and then hated how they looked and had a severe crisis of confidence, which is a video that did really well, which always makes me laugh. Diana says she's in Pretoria. Nadita says, hello from Switzerland, nervously finishing a blouse with Liberty silk. Beautiful but scary. You can't believe. Catherine says, weren't those your purple truths? They were indeed. Well remembered, Catherine. I hadn't even remembered that. Rotten Ralph says, I'm barely awake in Central Florida, only capable of sarcasm and satire. Yeah. Carmen says to Diana, awesome, so great to see a fellow South African here, Afrikaans here. Sorry, South Africans here. Words are hard. Elena says, I'm fabric fondling instead of cutting and making a list for tomorrow's visit to the fabric and hardware shops. Nice. Natita sends a little heart. There you go. Right, so let's go and put away all of that stuff that I've just gotten out so that I don't forget and it doesn't end up getting lost. Because that would be typical me. We'd put it somewhere safe and then it would get lost and then I would be sad. So having put all that stuff back in front of the thing, now I need to take it out. Right, so we've got come here, little strap slider. So D-rings. Back in the D-ring drawer, strap sliders. What size are you bigger than that? So you can go in there. Decorative bag handles. Oh, candles. And we've got zips in here. No, they're not meant to be in there. They're those ones that the lovely Ali sent me as well with the little chocolate frogs on them. 4 candles. There we go. Swivel clasps, bag strap-ins. Strap-ins are in there. Strap slider there. Swivel clasps there. So it's just the zips that I need to put away, and they are underneath all the stuff, because of course they are. And I could actually turn you around so you can see what I was doing. That would help, wouldn't it? Sure. Zips. Back in your zips. Then I'm going to put these together. Zippies. Got a little bit of zipper by the yard left there as well. And then my chocolate frog zips. Okay. Tidied up. That's good. Right. Oh dear. Now, will you judge me if I put together bag kit on my to-do list and then cross it off? Will you judge me? You won't judge me, will you? So I've done that. Make up bag kit. I have also done that. So I have literally just written myself a task so that I could have the joy of crossing it off. Oh dear. Mum keeps asking, like, if I want her to make the neckline of this a little bit bigger, and I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think? Diana says, sorry to disappoint. We are American diplomats currently posted in the US Embassy in Pretoria. Ralph says, I'm just petting the kitty and taking my early morning medicines. I've learned that somewhere safe is only safe from me. Yes, same. Mum does this all the time as well. We put things somewhere safe and then we can never remember where they are. Mum had her ears pierced the other day on Friday. We went into town together because I was getting my eyelashes done and my nails done, but I had like a really big gap in between because my nail salon couldn't fit me in any earlier. So we decided to go and have a potter around town, have some lunch together, then go to the cinema to see Dungeons and Dragons afterwards, which was awesome. And Mum wanted to get her ears re-pierced because they'd kind of closed up. They'd been irritating her when she was having chemo, and they'd words have just gone out of my head. Oh dear. Yeah, she just hadn't been wearing earrings for like 6 years now, and she's got so many lovely earrings and she wanted to wear them. So I took her into the piercing boutique, and yeah, I took my mum to get her ears pierced. There was a bit on the thing saying, do you need parental supervision? It's like, no, I don't think I do. So yeah. But the reason I said that is because they gave her an extra ball because they've got the ones that have got the flat back and then the ball screws on at the front. So they gave her an extra ball just in case. Well, it was £2, but just in case something happened and one of the balls fell off and Mum couldn't get back into town to see them for a couple of days or something. So she's got a spare screw-on ball just in case. And I made her put it in her zipper pocket of her wallet, and I was like, now I know where it is, so that it's somewhere safe, so that we won't lose it. So yes, there was a reason for that story. Sorry. Carol says, cutting out a bathing suit. It better fit. I'm going away and don't have one that fits. You can do it. Joker Claire says, I am sitting here swallowing my face, imitating a bowl of Rice Krispies and hoping that the cats don't decide to reroute their drag strip over my chair and shoulders. Rotten Rouse says, nope, do it. Jojo says, oh, wowzers, bit shy on the sizing then. I think I'll just go straight to the biggest size and adjust from there. I'm massively between different sizes from the waist to hips on the pattern, you see. Same. I was the same, which is why I tried to do it according to theirs. But yeah, I just did the biggest size and then kind of went from there. Catherine says, instant serotonin. Linnea says, I always do that to my to-do lists. Yeah. Jojo says, no judgment here. I do it all the time. Conchetta says, nope, it's always good to track what you have accomplished. That's what I think as well. And this is as much like a journal as it is like a to-do list and like diary, like, because I journal in it every day as well, so not a lot, like only little squares. I found when I had like an entire page, it was like, oh, it's too much. But yeah, just the little squares. I've so it's nice to kind of look back and be like, oh, this week was this. I mean, this last month I have been incredibly unproductive, like just not productive at all. Like you will have noticed there've been no proper videos this weekend. I just I don't know what Nimue put on one of the Patreon up waffles because I was talking about this and that, and she's just like, there's an actual word for it in German, which is kind of like spring exhaustion, or just I think this is a common thing for people to feel kind of just a bit meh at this time of the year, like come on warmer weather, and just like just fed up of like all the cold and the winter and just wanting to move into a new season. So I don't think it's just me that's a bit meh at the moment, but definitely been feeling a bit meh. So, yes. Trish says, we have to write things on our list so we can cross them off. How else do we keep track otherwise? Exactly. Joker Claire says, I have to write things down just to remember them these days. Yeah, same. Elena says, why choosing zips is such a huge pain in the butt. Yes, it is indeed. It is. Linda says, does the neck need blocking? Well, we've tried that. We did try that, and this is the result. It's kind of just a bit. It's just so narrow given like the width of everything else. But that is how it was designed. So, mind you, it was also designed with sleeves that came to here, which I found odd. I love these sleeves. These sleeves are epic. Nimue says, hello everyone. I'm late because I overslept until practically lunch. Time to finish March in my temperature quilt. And now, hope everyone is having a lovely Sunday. Yeah, thank you very much, Nimue. I was just talking about you, actually. I was mentioning the German term for spring ennui. Or the end of winter, beginning of spring, kind of like, what was the word that you used? Because I'm never going to be able to pronounce it, but I remember you said it in the Patreon group. So Felicia says, hey everyone, daylight savings ended today, so I'm still awake. Your corsets have been amazing. Oh, thank you. I need to trace out the next one. Rachel's here. Hello, lovely. Hope you're okay. Very well, thank you. Congratulations on your beautiful granddaughter. She is gorgeous. How's Bronte doing? Yes, I think Nimue's just asked that as well. Nimue says the most literal translation of the German word is spring tiredness. It's totally a thing. Yeah, I've definitely been. Oh yes, Mims put it up, and I'm definitely not going to be able to pronounce that. Rotten Ralph says, I understand there's a word for overeating from depression in German as well. Yes, grief bacon, Kummerspeck. Except I probably said that wrong as well. Yes, grief bacon. I love that. Have I got that right? I probably haven't, have I? Nimue says, "Hi Rachel, hope Bronte is recovering well." So it is Frlingschmadiket. I am so sorry. Teresa says, "Never made a proper bag. Is it possible to do the Harath bag in cloth without buying all those pieces of hardware?" You need the hardware. You have to have the hardware. But you can totally 100% do it in fabric. Erica, the designer, has specifically made one up in all quilting cottons to show that you can do it, and it does look lovely. I would highly recommend, if you do that, to use like a sort of a mid-weight denim for some of like the bottom pieces and straps and stuff like that, and then use quilting cottons for the pretty patterns. But yes, you do need the hardware though. You do need the hardware. Jojo says, "Grow grain ribbon around the inside of the ribbing will solve that little roll lovely." Oh, that's a good idea, yeah. But Mum will make me sew it in, and honestly, I don't think that's going to happen. She did offer, we've got, because I bought 4 balls of wool. Actually, I bought it during the last retreat with you guys from Stitching Elmer's. So I've got a spare ball of wool for this colour. So she has offered to make this a bit bigger. Let's see. Faye says, "Glam Gran, congratulations." Nimue says, and the word "and overeating because of bad feelings" is a frustesen. The result is kummerspek. Grief bacon. I got the grief bacon one right. I'm well impressed with myself, and I only remember it because it's such a wonderful word. I love the fact that there is grief bacon. Elena says, "Can't decide, so we'll post in the Peeps group for Hive Mind." Awesome. Linnea says, "We have the same saying in Sweden. Also, spring tiredness directly translates as var trötthet." I'm so sorry. Mim says that the word that she put up is the wrong word. It's the word for the grief bacon-y kind of thing. So Felicia says, "I was reading that word in my head and it sounded exactly how you pronounced it." Nia says, "Hi Rachel, hopes all's well with Team Bronte." Elena says, "Best describing word in German is Morgenmuffel." If I remember, what's it describe? What does it describe? Carmen says to Diana, "No disappointment at all. Enjoy South Africa." And Leon says, "You actually said that good." I did. Yay! Am I a terrible attempts at pronunciation of all these different languages? I'm going to barely get through English. Yeah. Yes. Right. Let's turn the iron on and see if I can iron some couture and then actually do what I said I was going to do today. That would be shocking, wouldn't it? Because I know loads of you have been taking bets as to whether I actually get to the thing that I said I was going to do. Just tidying up a little bit as well. I need to draft a words are hard. I need to draft a why are words so hard? Oh, come on. Let's keep that and that. Why are words so hard? Facing for the busk. Oh my gosh. Why could I not get there? Yeah, I need a facing for the busk for the new longer corset. And I also need to just tweak the bottom front a tiny little bit. Because it's still sitting away from my tummy by about 1/2 inch. So I need to just take off the tiniest amount off of the front bottom pieces, like 1/8 of an inch, because 1/8, quarter, doubled is half, and that's what I need to get rid of. Let's take those off. And I need to remember to not trace these ones in pencil. I need to trace them in why are words so hard today? Why am I struggling? I need to trace them not in pencil, in friction pen, because as I say, I want to try and make this one hopefully an actual wearable finished thing. Even if it's not perfect, I would like it to be like, it's not this. I'm aiming for my first wearable muslin. Like, there still may need to be tweaks to the pattern for the next iteration, but I would like this one to be a finished corset. Alana says, cranky morning hating person. Morgan Woofle is a person who is not a morning person, a morning grump. I am a Morgan Woofle. Who needs Comish back? Jacob Kless says, yay, I'm a Morgan Woofle. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong as well. Sounds oddly Smurfish, lol. Catherine says, that's such a good word. It is. Carmen says, your German is good, Sean. Oh, thank you. Sophia says, hello, hi. Catherine says, is there an equivalent for party pooper who likes to go to bed early? Ron Ralph says, my German has completely atrophied due to lack of use. I mean, I took one lesson and was told that I couldn't take it as a course because I don't have an ear for languages. That's the one thing I would change about myself. I think I've told you guys this before. I'd love to be a polyglot. That would just be amazing. If I got a genie, like 3 wishes from a genie, I would want to be able to, and you have to be specific with genies. So read, speak, write, and listen and understand every single language in the world ever that there's ever been and that gets invented. Because I mean, like, if you listen to kids these days, I don't understand. I sound like yeah. I saw a TikTok the other day actually, and it was just like it was from a Gen X, which is what I am. I'm 1 year too born too soon to be a millennial. I'm a Gen X. And it was a lady with a glass of wine. She was 45, and she was like, to all you millennials and Gen Zs out there who think that we are old and that we should start acting our age, we are acting our age. We are not going to be like your great-grandparents or your grandparents. We are going to do aging a totally different way. Brace yourselves. It's like, yup. So, yeah, that made me giggle. Trish says, Morgan Woofle here, not cranky, just like to be alone and get my act together many hours later. Yes. Rachel says, I have been drafting a knit sloper and bloody hell, pressed send too soon, meant to say, and a sleeve for my wover sloper after watching Susie Farah. Oh, awesome. Yeah, I need to get around to doing that. I should have done that rather than try and make that scuba dress out of the previous pattern, because that pattern bodice doesn't fit me very well at the moment either. It's too baggy up here, and it's too, yeah. I need to get back onto the sloper thing. But the thing is, I've lost weight since I've made those slopers, and I think the moulage will still fit, but I think I need to trace, do some different alterations to the moulage to get my sloper, because the sloper I've now got is way too big for me. But yeah. Nimue says, words are hard because there are so many of them, and we German keep inventing more. Nice. Rotten Ralph says, himself is a Morgan Woofle. I've learned to stay away from him until he gets his coffee. Joker says, I turn cranky around almost instantly if you stand betwixt me and the kettle for my tea, regardless of the time of day. Yeah. Rotten Ralph says he hasn't learned the opposite is also true. Rachel says, I'm definitely not a morning person. Jojo says, definitely a Morgan Muffle over here too. Yeah, I'm a total night owl. Faye says, me too. I'm not good with languages. Nimori says, anyone can learn languages at any age. It's about how you learn are taught. If you've heard my English, and that's the only class I ever failed in school. Your English is very, very good. Rotten Ralph says, Sean, you are a Zenalia Gen X on the cusp of millennial. Yes. A Zenalial. Oh, I've got you. Yes. Yeah, I was, 7 months too early to be a millennial? Kathleen says, my daughter's 40th birthday is today and she's rather bummed. She'll realise that 40s are pretty good after all. They are. Elena says, I'm definitely not a morning person, so I was extra happy when I found Morgan Muffle word to describe me. Yeah, that is a genius word. I love it. And Rachel says, Nimwe's English is better than mine. I mean, yeah. I am so impressed with people who speak English as fluently as so many people do. Like, just, I barely get by in foreign countries saying hello, goodbye, please and thank you, and may I have the bill. And I always try and learn those things before I go anywhere so that I'm not a complete nightmare tourist. Right, so let's get this Kittenish ironed. Why is it always empty? Never empty. It's always full. I always fill it up and it's always empty. Because we definitely need steam for this. Okay, let's try that again. There we go. Steam. I realised after I placed my Vena Cava order for the longer busks that I should have gotten myself a couple of longer laces as well. Because the laces I bought for the corsets, I kind of, I didn't have a reference guide, because Caroline hadn't sent me the Betty pattern yet, which recommends 6 metre laces, and I bought 5, thinking 5 is going to be plenty long enough. And it only just works for the corset length I've got. Oh. Okay, I'm going to need some iron recommendations, because my cordless iron died. It like actually blew up and tripped the entire electric system in the house. Oh, for fuck's sake. But this one just keeps spitting out dirty water. And like, we've cleaned the iron loads of times, but it just keeps doing that. I mean, it's not the end of the world. Like, I can cut around it, but it's just really frustrating. corset pattern making a bid for freedom. No, don't do that. Six, seven, yep, it's got all 8. I mean, of course, why did I have to pick an 8-panel corset as well? She did recommend that I pick maybe like a 6-panel one. I was like, no, I like the betting. Not this. Friction pen. Guys, I'm actually doing what I said I was going to do in the hangout. So who took bets that I wouldn't? And how much have you just lost? Right. There's definitely a right and a wrong side for this as well. And I have, as I always say, if you're going to use a friction pen, don't throw it away. And always try it out on the fabric that you are going to use it on to make sure that it comes out without leaving a white residue. And I have done that with this pen and this fabric, and I know that it's fine. So I'm happy to start. I do need to draft the spacing for this as well, don't I? So you do need seam allowance, but you only need ½ an inch of seam allowance there. So let's move you over. And get my pattern weights that the very lovely Anna sent me. So I can weight this down. I'm very careful of the grain. There we go. Let's see. Faye says, I'm 50 this year and plan to have a big party. Yes, in Manchester, and I am coming. As long as I can, date-wise. I think I can. Rotten Ralph says, I follow a trilingual fellow here who does shorts. It's entertaining. There's a guy I found on TikTok who does like language comparisons, and he's like, right, English, let's have a word for the day after tomorrow. And English is like, nah, let's just say the day after tomorrow. And I think it was French. Yeah, so the guy is French, the French language, and then the English is the English language. And it's the same guy talking to himself, but dressed differently. And so the French guy's like, yeah, let's have a word for the day after tomorrow. And English is just like, no, that's fine. That's totally fine. Day after tomorrow. Let's just call it that. The French guy's like, yeah, that's quite a lot of words. You know, let's have an actual dedicated word for it. And he's like, English is like, no, but you know what we do need? Defenestration. We need the word defenestration in our language. Well, what does that mean? To throw somebody out of a window. Why do you need defenestration, but you can't come up with a word for the day after tomorrow? I'm obviously not doing it as well because I am not a comedian and he is very, very funny, but that just made me giggle so much. It's like, yes, we do need a word for her. We do need a word for what you call it when you throw somebody out of a window, because that's like a daily occurrence. So yeah. Joker Claire says, and here I thought that Gen X ended in 82 and Gen Y started then and ran until 2000 when the millennials start. Oh, I didn't. See, no, I've again, I don't know. I'm getting my information from the internet and I didn't double check it, so who knows? But yeah, I thought it was 1998. 1980 is when millennials started. I haven't heard of Gen Y, to be honest. Interesting. Catherine says, it's like the recent fuss over KC3 speaking German at the banquet. It's just good manners. Oh, King Charles III. Of course he's King Charles III. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, KC3. That's a good nickname. Anyway, it says, I won't claim that school didn't give me a foundation, but really learned later, and a lot of that improvement was self-taught. Rotten Ralph says, I never put um, my hard tap water into my iron. No, neither do we. We don't either. We use this. We use deionized water for battery maintenance and steam irons. Who knew that a car battery and a steam iron would need the same product? Natalie says, good morning. My sister's 48th birthday was yesterday, and I'm looking at the mess of the party aftermath. I'll need a coffee before I tackle it. Yeah. Rock Ralph says, Nimue, self-taught is the best thing. Joker Claire says, yes. My command of the intricacies of French didn't manifest itself until I spent several weeks talking to myself in French whilst doing fieldwork in a tractor by myself. Lol. Sarah says, topic for discussion. Started a new job at a business casual place, but I like wearing pattern dresses and full skirts. Should I make more solid dresses to ease them into my style personality? Lol. I'm worried about looking too infantilized if I wear florals and frills. And since I'm young, short, and itty bitty, I'll probably look like a 16-year-old till I'm 40. Not the worst thing in the world. Personally, I would just go with my usual style. I would just wear the things that I feel smart and put together in, because I will act smart and put together in that way. Yeah, I would go with the florals. But that's my advice, and that's me. So yeah. Rotten Ralph says, Nimue says to Rotten Ralph, yes, because I could look up all the things school books and teachers never thought was important, but those gaps totally tripped me up all the time. Rotten Ralph says, I'm a proponent for the continuous spray bottle, then ironing over that. My Italian only improved with talking to myself and checking out children's books in Italian from the library. Lol. Ah, cool. Monica says, I got this gravity feed iron a few months ago and absolutely love it. The pressing quality is phenomenal. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking the gravity fed iron, it might be the way to go. Rotten Ralph says, Sarah, perhaps a solid skirt for the swishing? Yes. Some solid skirts with like, if you make the solid skirts long enough, you could wear them over the dresses. I like that tip. Joker Claire says, and there's the start of the Munchkin horde attempting not to trip over the cats. Rotten Ralph says, the same guy, defenestration. Catherine says, after tomorrow. Yeah, after tomorrow. That's a good one. I like that. Natalie says, I'd use a spray bottle like Rav says until you get a new iron. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to, because that is just pooping out like poopy water. That's not good. Nimue says, to be fair, defenestration is just imported from Latin. We have it too, and there were some historically relevant defenestrations which kept it relevant. I know. Like Bernadette Banner actually used it but in her green velvet gown house coat making video. So she was like working with silk charmeuse. She's like, just like charm this so you don't want to defenestrate yourself. It's just like, I love it. Rotten Ralph says, Natalie, the spray bottles that are marketed for hair care have a lovely light mist. Yeah. Faye says there's a couple of different ways to work out generational year blocks. Interesting. Diana says, the Wandering Sewist says, I always learn some of the language for every country we live in. I would add, where is the toilet to your list, Shan? Good point. Good point. Yes. Sarah says you have the boomers, then the silent Gen X till the 80s, that's me, millennials, Gen Y till 96, Gen Z until 2010. Yeah. Oh, millennials are Gen Y. Yes, that's why I've heard them referred to as that before. So yes. Rotten Ralph says yes, but that's kind of like that's my understanding of the generational blocks. But like Faye says, there's many different ways of like looking at them. Rotten Ralph says, my iron is vintage one from the late 60s. My mum's wedding present still works. Wow. Nimue says, there is the Overmorrow equivalent to similar words in other European languages. We kept them, but in English it's considered archaic. I like Overmorrow though. Sarah says it's based on demographic trends, but also historical cultural events that happened during each gen's early life. So millennials are people that remember the turn of the millennium. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I celebrated the turn of the millennium in the French Alps. Because if everything's going to go wrong and all the computers are going to crash because they don't know how to go from 1999 to 2000, then where better to be than in a really cold, remote place that very much relies on generators and stuff. If electricity goes down, that was a sensible move. Okay, this is slightly more cumbersome than the pencil. But it is working. So this is why I don't do actual practical things during the live hangouts, because my concentration phase and my inability to do two things at once, like speak and actually trace around corset shapes. So yeah, it all goes very silent. Okay, so I've put in all the markings. So now I need to add seam allowance, and then I need to flip it and trace the opposite side. And then I also need to remember to trace a facing piece. For my busk. So I'm using a 1/2 inch seam allowance for this center front that is going to put the busk facing onto the front corset and sandwich the busk in between. And then for the actual seams, I'm using 3/4 of an inch seam allowance, which sounds like a lot, but I found I could only just get boning channels, flat fell boning channels, out of 3/4 of an inch. I'm sure with more practice, I'd be able to do it with the 5/8 of an inch that Caroline recommends, but I found that extra 1/8 of an inch just worked really well for me. Okay. Piece number 1. And I need to do the other side. And I need to catch up with the chat. So, Rotten Ralph says, I remember that party. Loud music. Tonight we're going to party like it's 1999. Yep. Sarah says, it makes me laugh that people were freaking out that it was going to be the end of the world. And now we're making AI global warming and all that, and people are so disassociated and unbothered by it. I know. Like, how did anyone think that a computer wasn't going to be able to count from 1999 to 2000? Like, who thought that a computer was going to have that as a problem? I mean, and then if anybody wrote it into a computer program that, like, it needed to stop at 1999, well, they were the issue, not the computer. Yeah. Ralph says, my friends and I weren't concerned about the 2000s switch computer programmers and engineers. Twas fun. Joker Claire says, I was told it was roughly 18 years per generation, when boomers starting in 46, Gen X in 65, Gen Y in 82, millennials in 2000, and who knows what they're calling the folks born after 2018. Well, they're Gen Z now, aren't they? Joker Claire says, I think I spent New Year's 1999 lounging on the couch and went back to bed shortly after the world as we knew it failed to end in a dramatic fashion. Lol. Natalie says, Gen Z and then Gen Alpha. Yeah. Rotten Ralph says, Sarah, the world has ended repeatedly. It's an exhausting post-apocalyptic situation. Sarah says, oh yeah, I'd be over it too. Lol. Joker Claire says, oh, so that's where it constantly appears as if the world has gone to hell in a handbasket these days, lol. Yes. Faye says, I'm very proud of myself. I've just managed to fold up 10 meters of slidey fabric up on my own. Nice. Joker Claire says, impressive achievement, lol. Usually, if I attempt that, the neighbours end up coming over to check and make sure I'm not attempting to perform an exorcism, lol. Trish says, the actual worry about 2000 versus 1999 was only the 2 digits were allowed for the year, thus 99. Ah, okay. So it was having to round up to 100, and it only been given 2 digits, and it couldn't do 100 with 2 digits. I see. I remember Mum. Like I said, I was in the French Alps skiing, because that's a logical place to be if the world collapses. But Mum had to be at work at the hospital here on the island, because she moved to the island in 1999. And they had to be here. So they had a party here, but they had to be here just in case everything went horribly wrong. And it did not. It was fine. So, yes. Linnea says, is there a word in English for when you are trying to do something with something that is really small and hard, like fidelity, but I think it's more for something slippery and hard? Fiddly? So see, because all of your English, everybody's English is just so good. I always forget that your first language isn't English. But Linnea, your English is so good. Really making sure that everything is on grain on these ones, because that is something Caroline did note when she was looking at my mock-ups. She was like, "Oh, it's a bit wrinkly there. Was that on grain?" And I said, "Well, I tried, but honestly, I'm not sure that I tried as hard as I probably should have. So possibly not." Okay. So now I need to do the curvy side. And again, sorry for the silence. Sorry for the silence whilst tracing out pattern pieces. So I kind of decided not to do a March lookbook because I only finished technically 5 things in March, but 2 of those are corset mock-ups. 2 of those dresses I don't like, and then one of them is a lingerie harness that I can't go on the internet on and not get demonetized in. I need to make something to wear it over, like a catsuit or something, but I don't have. The only catsuit I have has a lot of branding on it, which I also don't want to wear on the internet. And it's also not sort of something that I would wear frequently, so it's not overly high on the priority list of something to make. So yeah, I've decided against doing a March lookbook, and possibly an April haul, because I haven't really got a haul, but it would also be like an April plans video. Where is that little notch? Where is the notch? That's why I can't see it. It's there. Right, so I've got all got all my markings. Really hope I bought the right size busk. Let's double check that before I cut this out, thinking about it. It's exactly the right size. Yay! I mean, you'd think after all this time I can actually measure things, but it's good to just double check. Right, now I need to add seam allowance to the other side, and then this piece is done. Trish says, yes, Rotten Rail says 9900. I remember the patches that were required. Anyone know the plural of apocalypse? Oh, apocalypse? Apocalypses? Surely that word should not be pluralized. Jojo says, I spent Millennium Night at a house party of a family of a guy I was dating then. Never met any of them before. I got roaring drunk, split my trousers while throwing shapes in the kitchen. Nice. Linnea says, thank you. We learned English in school all years. At university, most books were in English, and I have to both write and speak English at work. I have since I've learned more watching English TV and movies. I have since learned more since watching English and TV movies. Yes, I mean my Swedish is non-existent, so apart from like IKEA words, and even those I can't really pronounce. Joker Claire says that's not a split. That's just adding in free flow through air conditioning. Faye says, I know which catsuit that is. Yes, you do. I still have it because it's got my name on it. But I'm not going on the internet in that. So, yeah. Yeah. Sarah says, well, by definition, you can only have one apocalypse since that's the catalyst for the real end of the world. Philosophically speaking, at least. Linnea says, it's the same for most people in Sweden. I'm bad at spelling though. Don't worry, so am I. Ralph says to Jojo, I was back in the States from Italy for a visit, and I was at a house party with my high school friends. Nimoy says that for Millennium New Year's Eve, Nimoy says computers aren't all that. Our shifts at work were registered in wintertime until sometime Monday morning. Someone had to do the switch over manually. My Sunday shift still hasn't been fixed. That's not good, is it? Joker Claire says to err is human, but to really foul things up, you need a computer. Rock Ralph says computers are absolute machines. It's all yes or no, nothing in between. Mary says, hi everyone, just finished up my last project and was looking for inspiration. Any new spring, summer TNT pattern suggestions? What for? Dress, skirt, coat? Well, not coat. Summer weight coat. Yes. So, Sarah says, I heard that the UN or somebody decided to be away with the time shift. We'll see if it happens. To do away with the time shift. See if that happens. Joker Claire says, Butterick 6354. Martin Ralph says, a philosophy is theoretical. The apocalypse is a practical joke. The EU, and Nimue said the EU had a vote on the time switch and it should be cancelled. Now they have to agree on which time they want to go with, so it won't turn into a complete mess at every border. Yeah. Mary says dresses and casual. 7974 7537, both McCalls. Not new though. TNTs. And a dress. And there are a couple of new Vogue patterns actually. Very nearly bought them, but then they weren't in the current sale, so I'm waiting for the next Something Delightful sale, because I think I will actually get to the $75 mark without having to kind of like add patterns in that I'm not 100% enthused by, but just adding in because I need to kind of get to the $75 limit to get free shipping. Okay, pattern piece number 1 done. I do need to, however, trace out a facing for it. So let's do that. Now, with a piece of paper that's long enough for the task, that would be good. There we go. Okay, how did I do this before? Because I, like a sensible person, threw away that first pattern because it was not good. So there's the busk. So I think I gave myself half an inch seam allowance both sides, if I remember correctly. Right, so half an inch seam allowance that side. And then half an inch seam allowance this side. And I remember I squared that off and was surprised that it worked. It did. Now I need a little bit more paper because I'm an idiot and didn't get a big enough piece of paper. Tape. And my paper scissors. Even tracing the wrong piece because it's how my brain works. There we go. So you go there. You are the waist. And then you go there. And you do that. And you do that. And then I've managed to tape my excess paper to my pattern piece because again, intelligent. Having a good day today. Right. Cut this out. And then I will make a note of what this is and that it has got seam allowance added to it. Catherine says, named Taika dress. Catherine says, I've made 6, I think, now. It's a shirt dress, isn't it? If I remember rightly. Rotten Ralph says, I'm avoiding the patterns currently until I actually make something. I mean, that is a very good point. I don't need any new patterns. Do I? I really don't need any new patterns. Linnea says, silk blouse is done, apart from some hand hemming at the bottom. Yay! Awesome. I am struggling today. Why am I struggling so much? Okay, Facing Peace has been drafted. Joker says Manitoba is waiting to see if the US goes through with that. They're supposed to, and their supposed plans to end the time change, and then they'll follow suit, or so they say. Lol. So top facing half-inch seam allowance included. The guy, was it Kenneth King? I think it was Kenneth King saying, if you draft your own pattern, write everything on there like you're going to forget what you did 5 seconds later. And yeah, he's not wrong. Ron Ralph says, I'm all for the time switching to come to an end myself, but you have children going to school in the dark or something. I think that children should go to school at different hours. It's been proven in other countries that the hours that children go to school can be more effectively managed. I'm going to sit down because I am thirsty and I want to drink. I've traced out 2 corset pieces. That's me done for the day. Oh, I nearly dropped you. Ah, that would have been bad. Nearly dropped you. That's not good. That's not good. I want to drink though, so I'm going to sit down. Oh. Let's see. Yum. Peach and raspberry. You'd think it'd be more pink, really, wouldn't you? Mary says, McCall's and Vogue were on sale this week at Joann's. We'll check out your suggestions. Thank you. I love the look of the Anna dress. Must order that pattern. We all know I love it. Ron Rouse says, if I ever get a time machine, I would have to convince Ben Franklin to shut up about daylight savings time. Yes. Nimue says, I think I need more tea before I tackle stitching the quilt section that I just laid out. Good plan. Sarah says, speaking of silk, there was this absolutely beautiful silky fabric at the fabric store that I didn't buy yet because I don't know what to make with it. Silky fabrics read formal wear. I mean, yeah, but I'm fully planning on making the Sicily slip dress out of that Dolce & Gabbana silk that I bought, which technically I suppose would be like an evening dress, but I probably would wear it just on a summer's day. Mind you, silk on a summer's day, is that a good idea? Probably not. I don't know. Catherine says, button through. Cupid says to Joker Class, whereabouts in Manitoba are you? I'm near Portage la Prairie. Hi, Sean. Hello. Joker Class says, I try to avoid fake silk if at all possible, and I'm not struck on real silk either. I prefer cottons, linens, and rougher rayons, bamboos. Joker Class says, I'm about 45 miles west from you, Cupid. Lol. Nimue says, needing patterns and wanting patterns for happiness are 2 unrelated things. I just sent 4 to the printers last night. Nice. Rotten Ralph says, Sarah, silk blouses are beautiful, but only as formal as you style it. Yeah, stick them with some jeans. Joker Claire says, yes, I'm hearing the kettle calling my name again to be right back. And Rock Ralph says, it's not going to happen until we get rid of the old folks in Congress, lol. I mean, yes, that is true. Cupid says, how cool, I'm actually in Westbourne. And Rock Ralph says, Corset is coming together. Yes. Elisa's here, good morning. Hello, my lovely. Mary says to Catherine, ooh, that pattern is lovely. We'll check that out. I need to not look at that pattern because I don't need to add another one to my list. I have a lot of patterns already. A lot. It's 1:30. Well, 26 minutes past 1. We've been going for 2 hours and 5 whole minutes. And I'm going to yawn. I'm so sorry. Yeah, so I'm hoping I'm going to be a little bit more perky in April. I've got lots of things to look forward to in April. Like I said, I've got a 2-hour one-on-one salsa class to try and improve a whole bunch of stuff, which is my birthday present from Mum and Dad. I'm going to be making the Hariath bag, which I am looking forward to. What else? I'm hoping that I'll be able to get this corset done. So that I can have my corset video out on Friday. I would like to do that. I'm going to put out my sewing room tour video this month as well, because the ad rate has gone up a little bit and I think it's going to be a popular video. So I'm going to put the sewing room tour video out in April. Like I said, I'm not going to do a March lookbook and I'm not going to do an April haul because I've still got all the stuff left over from my March. Like, I'm going to finish everything and do these 2 projects, and I've not even finished one of the 2 projects, which was actually 3 projects. So I'm going to just crack on and get all the stuff that I need to get done or need to finish this month done. That's the plan. The only new plan is the Hariath bag. And I need to, I've made one. The pattern's amazing, but I just want to refresh my memory because we're doing the Hariath for the retreat, as I mentioned. So I'm going to yawn again. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Yeah, so sorry it's been a little bit quiet and weird here on the channel for the last couple of months. Yeah, just whatever the German word was for spring tiredness. Yes, that. There's been a lot of that. Let's catch up with the chat. Mary says to Joker Class, the 6354 is super cute. Rock Ralph says, I thought it was a shock face, not a yawn, Sean. Mary says, so glad I woke early enough to watch this vlog live. Have a great week, Sean and Peeps. And she says, lol, Peeps, don't worry. Don't worry. There's been worse interpretations of Peeps. Joker Claire says, I'm just hoping I can get a start on the farming things in the middle of this month, but given the storms and the long range forecast, I'll be happy to get going by the end of May. Sigh. And what Ralph says, I need twills for my overall pattern to get my garden done. And Rachel Lynn says, good morning all. Oh, Rachel Lynn, I still have your pattern, your Myosotis pattern put aside for you. I'm gonna, could you email me info@kittenishbehaviour.com, and then I can send you an invoice for it. And Nimue, I'm going to send you an invoice for yours as well, because I would like to get those out of the sewing room because they've just been sitting there since January ready to go. So Nimue, I've already got our conversation on Facebook that I can go back to put your invoice into. But Rachel Lynn, awesome, you said sure. She says sure, I'll do it this afternoon. Thank you. Jojo says, you look adorable when you yawn. Lol, bye, Fab Hangout. Thank you. Carol says, swimsuit basted together. A few tweaks, but I think it will work. Yay! Awesome, Carol. That's brilliant. So yeah, I'm going to call it a day, guys, because I am suddenly very tired and having a yawning fit and apparently can't stop. Maybe I need to go outside and get some fresh air. Maybe I've used all the air up in here. Dad keeps worrying me about that. I know it's yeah. Anyway, I hope you have all enjoyed hanging out. Sorry for such a quiet month on the channel last month, but hopefully April will be more interesting for you all, because of course making a wool coat lined with cotton flannel and lined with satin is going to be the appropriate thing to make for spring. Might bring spring in, we never know. But yeah, it's been really fun hanging out with you all, and I will see you all tomorrow for a short, hopefully, and then on Friday for a proper video, hopefully, and on Sunday for another hangout. So I hope you've enjoyed, and I shall see you then. Bye.